Now, at some point, you have to ask yourself, does the Mary Sue just say things because they want the clicks? Or is it because they really, truly, wholeheartedly feel it in their souls that this is true? Well, this one right here, it sounds very clickbaity to me. Because they are taking the Joker and comparing it with Little Women. Let's find out a little bit more about this. So here's the headline. Can the sexist justifications for dismissing Little Women get any more obvious? I don't know. Let's find out. Can it get any more obvious? What are they complaining about now? Little Women versus Joker. Justice for the March Sisters. Let's see. Little Women is a constant in our pop culture for a reason. What? It's a constant in our pop culture? Really? Like, do people dress up as Little Women for Halloween? Are there Little Women dolls that people can pick up at their local doll store? Doll store. Little Women action figures? Yeah. I don't know what she's talking about. I know of 2 iterations of Little Women that I've seen. No, bullshit. I only saw one, and that was the one with Winona Ryder that came out, like, I believe it was in the 90s. And this one. And I just saw that one from the, like, 80s, from the 90s, literally a few months ago. Just because I said, hey, look, there's a new Little Women coming out. Let me look at the new old one. I knew it existed, but I had not watched it. I didn't particularly think anything was special about it. I didn't particularly care for it. Nothing was wrong, like horrible about it, but nothing was anything that made me think it wasn't really that memorable. Like, I don't remember half of the story. But anyway, for many men and women alike, it is a source of empowerment, and we find ourselves embodied in the March Sisters and Laurie in a way that no other property does. Now, I think Laurie was the Winona Ryder character. Winona Ryder played her in the other one, and that was the one that something happened when she like wrote a book or something. And I literally watched this movie a couple of months ago, and I do not really remember much about it. So now with Greta Gerwig's take on the iconic novel by Louisa May Alcott, it's very clear that a new generation of men and women can look to Little Women and find ways of expressing themselves. Okay, I will give it to her that maybe that's the case, because I can't disagree. I have not actually seen it. Whether you're an Amy like me, this is going to be too weird. Okay, so color me furious to see Little Women labeled as unoriginal on a list that also praises Joker for its originality. Yes, take in that sweet, sweet irony. What is so ironic about that? I really don't understand. Now, I have not seen Little Women. I don't know what they did to change Little Women. So maybe it is super original, but to try to take away Joker's originality, well, let's see. Let's see how she plays this out. While everyone is entitled to their opinions, there are some things that are not up for debate. For instance, the Joker being more of an original idea than Little Women. There's nothing about the Joker. It's not that the Joker is an original idea. It's the way that they use the character and they sourced his origin in a way that was original. The way that they took ideas maybe from even other genres or movies, and they spun it in a way that made it completely something that seemed like something completely new and had a sense of freshness to it. They took a character that was deeply flawed, made that character empathetic in a way that we had never seen before. And yeah. So there was a lot of things that were really thought through, and there were situations and a character that was wholly original. Joker, I don't think she believes, is at its core a movie that pays mashup-like homage to films like Taxi Driver or the work of Martin Scorsese, while using the Batman villain who has probably the most screen time out of all the foes he's faced in movies over the years. In fact, this exact kind of take on the Joker has been done recently with Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight. And there her credibility goes to die. Because if you think that the performance, Heath Ledger's take on this character and Joaquin Phoenix's take on this character are anywhere near the same, you are ridiculous. They took a character that essentially is the same character, but they created just different mannerisms, different tics. They created you got a completely different sense of it wasn't the same person. You know, it was like you can look at Joaquin Phoenix's take on the Joker completely separate from Heath Ledger's. And that's what's been special about the Joker character. There's not been really one actor that has played that character in a way that he didn't leave his own mark. He wasn't able to manipulate that character and make it his own. Make him feel wholly special. With the exception of maybe Jared Leto, who he didn't get enough screen time to even make us really care enough about that character. But even Cameron Moynihan, who played him on Gotham, had a really wonderful sort of take to him that paid a lot of homage to Heath Ledger's, but was also very cartoonish in his antics and the way that he presented himself. And even though he's technically not the Joker in that, it's just amazing that this character can continue to be freshened up and made to feel original. But I guess she thinks it's not. She thinks it's a carbon copy of Heath Ledger. It feels strangely dismissive of a story that many, especially women, have looked to and related to. I will be honest with you, I've never heard any woman ever talk about Little Women. Like, maybe it's just not the people that I roll with would really care about this movie. But Little Women has not been like a huge cultural impactful movie. It hasn't been something that has changed or shaped anything. I'm sure that there are women out there that really do enjoy Little Women and think it's fantastic. But like I said, what are they really? I mean, are there Little Women conventions? Like what kind of an impact is it really making on the pop culture? I've never heard quotes. Like people quote me Little Women, say, "Oh yeah, you remember that? Yeah, that part in Little Women where let me get a character name here, where Amy says, sucking on a doo doo." I don't know. Like nobody, but people will sit there and they will quote you lines from the Joker, from Joker. They will quote you, an Avengers movie lines, or there's so many things that really do affect the pop culture. Little Women isn't really one of those things, and I think the Joker scares these people so bad because it's about empowering a group that feels marginalized, about a group that feels left out. And you would think that if they felt the same way, if they felt marginalized and left out, that they would cling on to that too. They wouldn't see white male rage. They would see an oppressed class fighting against the oppressor. They would see a government that failed a weak character, because that's essentially, he's weak. He gets his ass whooped. He's weak, and he has to find a way, a power to fight back. And even then, he just falls into it. He doesn't go out there looking for fights and everything like that. He imagines himself in love. He doesn't imagine himself fighting. And that's what's original about this Joker. It presents something that we haven't seen before. In a very awesome, it's done in a very awesome way. And yeah, it does pay homage to things like Taxi. Just like The Dark Knight opened up with a bank robbing scene that was straight out of Heat. It just is what it is. And I'm sure that what she feels is original about Little Women are probably things that people didn't really like about the movie. You know, a lot of times these people change things and they go ham on little aspects of a movie that were there to be subtle, but they decide that they want to make it bigger than what it actually is. And yeah, this article is like, to me, is a little bit clickbaity. There's no substance here. It's a short article. She's not really saying anything. At least nothing that's important. The Mary Sue has a strict comment policy that forbids, but is not limited to personal insults towards anyone, hate speech, and trolling. Why is there? There's Rachel. Question to the article's author. What do you like about the Joker movie? In what ways, if any, do you think it excels? She doesn't like it. She's the number one anti-Joker writer on the site. I mean, it's a comic book movie that feels ashamed for being a comic book movie while only drawing any attention and recognition for being a comic book movie, using a comic villain to make basically Taxi Driver and Fight Club again. And some King of Comedy thrown in there as well. With just a dash of Falling Down, which was ironically directed by Joel Schumacher, whose shenanigans with the Batman character led to movies like The Joker when you think about it. Wow, that was a breakdown of stupid. All right. Guys, if you like the content on this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. That would really help. Enjoy the rest of your time, and don't forget to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Would you rather watch Joker or Little Women?